Today we're going to show you how to clean cockles. These are cockles that I've gathered yesterday from Tillamook Bay, and I let them purge overnight in a tank of seawater and then just rinse them really well and scrub the shells. You want to make sure that they're still alive. It's still slowly moving here and going back in the shell, but you want to discard any that are dead, obviously. But if you gather them fresh from the bay and leave them in a bucket of seawater, and then just dump some cornmeal, fine ground cornmeal, and into the water and let it soak overnight, the cockles will purge a lot of the sand out of them, and it'll make it a lot more enjoyable to eat. That way you're not biting into a lot of sand. So to begin with, we want to make sure that you have three things: oyster knife, a shucking knife, in case you need it, another pair of very sharp kitchen knives so that you can slice up the cockle. We're going to make cockle chowder, so we're going to have to cut up the meat afterwards. And then to split the foot, we're going to need to use kitchen shears here to do that. So make sure that you've got all that ready. And then the first thing you're going to do is take the knife, oyster knife here, and there's two muscles that hold the bivalve together. It's called a bivalve because it has two shells. There's one on each side of the shell, one here and one here. If the shell is tightly shut like this, the easiest way to get into it is right back here in the middle. So push in and just gently wiggle in until your knife blade gets in there, and then this is the sharp edge of the knife, so be careful, and you're going to wiggle down and keep cutting down slowly. And the more you go in there, the tighter the cockle's going to grip. So when you cut through it, you're going to feel a release there. It's going to pop, and you can run your knife along the edge all the way around, and then you'll get to resistance here where there's the other muscle, and you're just going to cut through that muscle. And cut all the way through. And basically you're going to split the body of the cockle in half. And then what you're going to do is, on one side of the shell, there's flesh here right around the lip, so you'll scrape that off, and here's one of the muscles here. So you're going to cut through that and just scrape all that away. And then the rest of the body is going to be nested back here. So you want to scrape all that out. And here's the other muscle. Cut away through that. And then discard this half of it. And then with the other half, you do the same. Scrape around the edge. Here's the other muscle right there. So you're going to sever the flesh that's attached to the muscle and free the flesh from the muscle. But you actually just want to leave that very firm, dense muscle there because it's going to be really tough to eat. And then scrape the other side, and again scrape the body out from the shell. Now, this right here is part of the digestive tract. I'm not sure how to pronounce it, but I think it's called a crystalline piece, and it's not edible. So you want to go ahead and discard that. And then what I do is, because all of this dark intestine right here is going to contain some sand, I will generally scrape that away to make it less gritty. And then this is the part where you'll want to take the scissors here and insert it into the digging foot and split the foot in half. Get all the intestines with that gritty sand out. Some people will rinse this out with water, and that's okay too, if that works for you. I'm going to just try and get this as clean as I can this way so that I don't lose all of the juice from the cockle. And if you'll notice this cutting board that I'm using, it's actually one that's got a groove around the edge that will keep all the liquid here trapped. And I like that for the reason that we're going to try to save as much of this cockle liquid as we can to add to the chowder. So I'm going to put all that dark intestine on one side and then just cut up this fatty body here and the digger foot. And move the camera back out a little bit here. You can see I've got this plate here where I've cleaned a bunch of other cockles already. So I'll add the flesh to that and just be really careful here so that I don't get the sand from the intestines. I'm going to drain the juice, some of the juice back into the clear liquid back into that bowl. Once you've got all your cockles cleaned and into the bowl, I like using a container that has a lid that I can make this airtight, enclose this airtight so that we can put it in the refrigerator and keep it refrigerated until you're ready to add this to the chowder, because you won't need to cook it for very long. And that's how to clean cockles and cut them up for chowder.